All right, guys, this week we're going to be looking at rational exponents. And rational exponent is similar to what we did last week. But in this case, the exponent is a fraction. All right, so we're looking at a rational exponent would look like this: x to the 1/2, or x to the 2/3, or I can have, say, 4 to the 1/2. All right, where the exponent now is a fraction and not an integer like last week. That's the big difference. And that's the only difference. The same rules apply. When you multiply them, you add exponents. So let's remember a quick review. Let me get some more space here. Remember when we multiply exponents, x squared times x to the fourth, we just add the exponent, right, which gives me x to the sixth. When we divide x to the fourth divided by x squared, we subtract the exponent. That gives us x squared. And if it's raised to a power, let's say x to the fourth raised to the power of 4, that gives you x to the 16. All right, quick review. So these same rules apply when we're working with rational exponents, where the exponents are fractions. So let's look at a couple examples. All right. Let's suppose we have x to the 1/2 times x to the 3/4. Okay. So here we're going to add the exponents. So I'm going to add 1/2 plus 3/4. Okay. And if you're still shaking on adding fractions, working with fractions, go ahead and use a calculator. So when I add this, I'm going to get 2/4 plus 3/4, which is 5/4. Okay, this is a 4 right here. So that's going to give me x to the 5/4. Same principle applies. Right. What if I had, and this is where you guys made a lot of mistakes last week. What if you had coefficients? What if I had a 4 here? Let me use a different color. What if I had what if I had a 4 and say a 2? All right. In this case, I would multiply the coefficients. Right. That would give me 4 times 2 is 8. Remember, we treat the coefficient just as a regular operation. We multiply them in this case. Okay. Let's look at a one with division. Let me get some more space here. Let's give me a new page. Okay. Let's go with the same one. Let's see. X to the 1/2 divided by x to the 3/4. All right. We're dividing. So in this case, we're going to subtract the exponents. So I'm going to have 1/2 minus 3/4. Okay. Let's see. 2/4 minus 3/4. That gives me negative 1/4. So I would end up with 1 over x to the negative 1/4. And it goes in the bottom here because 3/4 is a larger fraction. So I end up with the x to the negative 1/4 in the bottom. Now this can't be my final answer because I have a negative exponent. Remember, we must simplify when we have a negative exponent. So therefore I have to move this expression to the top. So that would give me x to the 1/4. All right. Again, what if I had coefficients? Let's see. What if I had a 6 here, a -6, and say a 3? Let me use a different color. What if I had, erase this really quick. What if I had a -6 and say a 3 here? Okay. Remember, common mistake. I see a lot of students, they subtract the coefficients. Can't do that. This is a regular operation. You're dividing, so it'll be -6 divided by 3, and that would give you -2. All right. All right. Let's look at, so that was subtract. That was dividing. Let's look at if we have a fraction and raised to a power. Let's go with x to the 3/4. I'm going to say raised to, I don't know, let's go with 2/3. Okay. And let's make it more interesting. Let's put a coefficient here. Let's go with, say, 4x to the 3/4 raised to the power of 2/3. Again, my first step is to put an exponent or power of 1 next to 4. Then I'm going to distribute. That's going to give me 4. What is 1 times 2/3? 2/3 times x to the 3/4 times 2/3. Okay. So let's solve this. 3/4 times 2/3 is 236 over 12, which is the same as 1/2. So my expression is going to equal to 4 to the 2/3 times x, and we multiply these two fractions, we get 1/2, x to the 1/2. So tomorrow, I'll work some more complex, more difficult problems with rational exponents, so you can see how that goes. All right.